Aside from a basic single-page app setup, there are two other popular approaches to start a modern web project. They provide benefits such as search engine optimization and website speed. In this video, we'll go through server-side rendering and static-side generation with their pros and cons, and a hybrid mode that is a mix of the two called Incremental Static Generation or Regeneration, depending on which framework you're using. First, let's talk about server-side rendering, or SSR for short. When a client makes a request to the server, SSR will render the page in real time on the server. Then the page gets sent back to the client. Because the page is rendered in real time, it will always be up to date. Now in contrast, static site generation, or SSG for short, it renders all the pages of your website at build time. That's the time before your website gets deployed. Since all the pages had already been rendered beforehand, when the client is making a request, it just needs to send back the right page. Different from SSR, there's no rendering taking place on the server in real time. It got all taken care of at build time, so it's faster. When we put the two approaches side by side, we can really see that one is all about being up to date, and the other one is all about being faster. And it's more flexible to find hosting services since it's just a bunch of static files. So depending on your use case, if the data on your website is always changing, you should go with SSR. But if response speed and hosting flexibility are more important to you, you should consider using SSG. For a large website with thousands of pages, there is another consideration about build speed. SSG is slower at making a build because all the pages have to be rendered at build time. Finally, there is a new hybrid approach coming soon to Nuxt 3. It can keep the response speed on the SSG level, while the pages are mostly up to date closer to the SSR level. The trick is to serve the cached version of the page in real time, and regenerate a new version of this page in the background, and serve the new version for the next request. You can configure how often a page has to be regenerated. And because the process of generating the pages would be incremental, you don't have to render all the pages for your entire website all at once, so the build speed could also be improved. But since this approach requires page generation on the server, you will still need an app server for hosting the website, so it took off a star for hosting flexibility. Incremental Static Generation is a new exciting Nuxt 3 feature, so let us know what questions you have and we'll address them in future tutorials.